Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and what we have this time is the Yasuhiro Yauji Blue or Aogami number 2 Damascus Kiritsuke 210mm knife. And this is quite a unique knife. It's really cool looking knife in person. Interesting characteristics. One of the biggest ones, it's a single bevel knife. It's not a standard double bevel knife. We'll look at that. This is a right-handed person-oriented knife, the way it's built. It is multiple layers. The core steel is Aogami or blue paper number 2, reactive high carbon steel. And the cladding is a multi-layered soft iron cladding. You can see some etching there to make it kind of that frosted finish to make the pattern pop. This is again, a single bevel knife. In terms of weight, it's about 161 grams or 5.7 ounces. These can vary a little bit on weight and dimensions. Heat treat on that Aogami number 2 is about 62 Rockwell. And the handles on these are octagonal, a wenge, with buffalo horn ferrule. This particular one, instead of a standard black buffalo horn, has a bit of a kind of a blonde portion to it. It's a really cool looking piece of buffalo horn. This particular knife, the handle is really neat looking. And they've got a good tight glue up job where the tang goes into the handle. This knife again is a single bevel knife. So on the right hand side you've got the grind down towards the edge. You can kind of see that right there. And the back side of the blade has a slight concave to it called an urushi. It prevents food from sticking quite as much to the back side. You can see a fair amount of polish to this. This is your cladding wrapping over the top. And when you sharpen these, you actually sharpen the front side, and then the back side you typically lay flat on the stone and grind away the perimeter burr around the perimeter. You can see that there. This thing's really sharp out of the box, 8 out of 10 on my scale. Let's look at I got more to say about it, but let's look at the other dimensions. So the edge length on this is about 213 millimeters or 8.4 inches. Overall length about 365 millimeters, 14.4 inches. And then the spine is about 2.8 millimeters at the back of the heel. So it's got some stiffness to it, and it goes down to about 2.3 in the middle. Doesn't really lose too much off of that. You get the corner there. And then as you get down, again, it's a single bevel, so what some might call a chisel grind. It gets really thin at the tip, very thin. And then here, you can probably see it from this shot. You'll see that flat, slight concave to the backside, and then you've got the grind starting, get our camera to stay focused here, and then it goes down towards the edge. Very thin at the edge. So the performance on this should be quite amazing. Height, about 50 millimeters at the back, so the neck is fairly thin, and there's a kind of a large curve there. So there's a lot of spot there for your finger on a pinch grip. In terms of balance, there's the balance on this particular blade, which is right about on the money for a pinch grip, so very neutral. Fit and finish is really nicely done. They polished the spine, they polished the choil into the neck. There's some hand engraved kanji on the right side of the blade. You can feel it, see it. It's got some raised edges on it. Very textural. This is your core steel. And again, here's your left side of the blade. It's a single bevel, so that's cladding at the top, coming over the spine. So nice fit and finish, excellent edge on this. It should be a screaming performer. Again, it's a single bevel traditional style, so the feel of it's going to be a little different. You'll have to learn how that kind of feels and works. I wish I was a righty so I could use this knife, but I'm not. So not quite my cup of tea being a left-hander, but just a great package. Let's look at the cutting board profile. These have really clean grinds as well. They are, keep moving my board here. The grinds on these is really clean. And let's take a look at the edge profile, and you can see pretty versatile. So the tip actually has a little bit of belly to it, so I could rock this if I wanted to, no problem. And then you've got a nice flow into a flat spot back here. So this is a nice flat area, just flows very smoothly to the heel. And then you've got a little bit of aggressive belly towards the tip, so pretty versatile profile. So for the craftsmanship, when you're seeing this in person, these are a pretty good value. They're not super inexpensive, but they are a tremendous value for the dollars on these. They're just really well crafted. So this is the Yasuhiro Yauji Blue Aogami number 2 Damascus Kiritsuke 210mm knife from Chef Knives to Go.